So welcome back guys in this today chess video. So this video is probably going to be the best video of our channel because today we are going to cover a very nice chess lesson of the Traxler trap. This video is going to be the very long. We are going to cover all the theory, all the lines, all the variations of the Traxler trap on the counter attack. So let us move towards our trap, which is started off with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, defending this pawn, bishop c4. It is Italian game and we decline it with knight f6. But here our opponent sees an opportunity to go here and fork our queen and the rook. But now we play the instant brilliant move after this knight g5, bishop c5. Yes, it's called the Italian game Traxler counter-attack. Now, if they are greedy and grabs the pawn, then their whole game is gone because we come up with the killer move bishop captures f2 check. There are two variations if king captures and king moves to a normal square like this. So now we capture with the king, then comes this knight capture c4 check, clearing this way for the king to attack. So now king e3. There are three variations: king e2, king e3, king f3. So now most of the players think that king e3 attacks this knight. Already we are attacking this queen and the rook, so it's a totally winning position for them, but it's the wrong. Now we come up with this. After king f3 we have this interesting line, queen h4. Yes, queen h4 defends this and we sacrifice the rook. Yes, you can see if white is greedy and grabs this rook, then we have this queen f1. Oh, sorry, queen f4 check. King e2 is the first move, or king also can move anywhere. Queen f2 check, king d3, knight c5 check, king c3, and queen d4. Finally, a checkmate. So you see how we trapped this king coming here, 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 and here, and now we checkmated finally. You can see these knights are covering these squares. This is defended, and now you checkmate here with this all squares covered. So you see, if king goes on e3, it's instant checkmate. So now if you say instead of rook capturing here, he says that it's defending this, so let's break the attack. So now we take this and we sacrifice our knight also, because after it takes we will not take back. We have this queen d4 check, king f3. So let's look the variation here. King e2 is played most of the times, but that doesn't work because of this queen capture c4 check wins the bishop. You block with any of the piece or move back, we are going to capture the second piece. So now let's look. If you block with the pawn, we are winning this knight, and you can see we are a 2 pawns up, which would lead to a huge material advantage. So from here, king e3 is the bad move as we saw. Let's look this king f3 move, after which we come up with this queen f6 check. After this queen f6 check, which was played here, there is king f3, queen f6 check. We are sacrificing this knight. You can't go here because you can see if you go here, we have instant checkmate. After queen f4 check, king e2, first move, queen f2 check, king d3, knight c5 check, king c3, queen d4 checkmate. So he can't move there, so he has to sacrifice. He has to take the sacrifice, and now we come up with, after this queen f4. Okay, we come up with, after this sacrifice, if you take here, now we go this d5 check. There are two variations. where first king takes and the bishop takes. Now, if bishop takes like this, we have queen f4 check, king d3, queen d4 check, king e2, queen captures d5, and you can see here white is in a zigzag position where if he move his knight to take this rook like this, we have this insane queen maneuver. Yes, so white is aware of that and saves his queen to e1, which is the most recommended move by the engine. But now we play a killer move, queen e4 check. Now king d1 is the total losing position because after this check, queen has to block the check, otherwise you don't have any option to move on. And now we come up with this interesting checkmate. So king there not seems to be the best move. King f1 is the best move. You can't go here also because you can see this will pin your knight and win it freely. So after this move, here after this check, king f1 seems to be the best move. And now from this position we play this queen c4 check. You can block with any of the pieces and we are going to take it. Let's say if queen blocks, we are going to take the check, and you can see it's a total equal position, and you can see the position of black is very dirty. So this is not the position, so we are in a lead in a development and also material wise. So from this position you looked, king f3 is also the bad move, and here there is also variation where you take with this king. If you capture this king captures d5, then it's knight b4 check, king c5 the only and one square, and queen b6 checkmate. So he will not play that, breaking with the king. And now we are left with only one variation where it is king e2 after this bishop sacrifice. To bishop sacrifice you take here and king e2. After king e2, queen h4 is coming in, knight captures h8, then we have queen after knight captures h8 we have this queen f2 check, king is forced to go on d3, then knight c5 check, king c3, queen d4 checkmate. So this line is also very complicating where we checkmate our opponent. So this is how we look all the variations where king cap after this takes, knight takes, king can't go here, here also, and it's a total losing position for black as they played the counter Traxler trap, and it's a total winning position for black as they played the counter attack. So if they move here, we have also one variation. Instead of going queen here directly, we go with this knight d4 check. So now after this check, there are two variations, king here, king here. So let us look if king e3, we have again queen h4, avoiding the check, and this is the checkmate. So you can't take here, it would be lead in a checkmate after this move. So you have to block with this g3, and now we have this insane knight sacrifice. After you take, we have queen captures g3 check. If king goes on f3, here if king goes king f3 is covered. So if queen f3, we have directly queen captures f3 checkmate. So he would not do that. King e4 is the most played move. Then we have d5 check. As we looked earlier, you can't take with the king because of the king takes. You have c6 check, king d6, knight f5 check, king c5, and now from here position let us look if bishop captures here, bishop h5 is
Checkmate.
So from this position here, taking with the king is the most common move here. And now after c6 check, if king e4, then we have bishop f5, which is a checkmate. So king would not do that. King d6 seems to be the best move. Then knight f5 check, king c5. Then we have a 13 move checkmate like this. c6 check, king d6, king e4, knight f5 check, king c5, b6 check, king b4, a5 check, king a4, then b5 check. Then we have bishop captures b5, it's the first. Then c captures b5 check, king captures b5, bishop d7 check, king c5, rook c8 check, king b6, queen g6 check, knight d6 check is coming in to counter check. It's a forced move. Queen captures d6 check, queen a7, queen c7 check, queen a6, and rook a8. It's a checkmate, which will look 13 moves into the future. So it's a all losing position from black. So he would not do with the king and the bishop. Can't move here also, and it's a total losing position from here, which is a counter attack. So now, what if you look? You can't take here. So this is a total winning position from black and losing from white. So we have looked king takes and bishop takes. It's a total losing for white now, and you have to resign. Nothing but to do in from this position. So this was the counter Traxler, which is the knight sacrifice line. If you loved this, please subscribe to our channel and like this video because it had took a lot of hard work. And also, if you have loved this, I can bring you a trap in the fried liver trap, which will be again from the black's favor after this knight f5 move. Knight g5 move, which can fork this queen and the rook. So let's subscribe to our channel and like this video.